I brought my prayer mat and everything. It was someone was like, can I use the washroom? She said, okay, why not? I went to the washroom, went to perform my ablution and everything, and then I went to the reception, put my prayer mat on the floor. She's like, what are you coming to do? I said, oh, I'm coming to pray. No, are you aware this is my workplace? I always pray here early in the morning with my husband, so you also can't come and pray here.
Sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, sometimes when we see a struggling like hijabi, you're able to tell.
Okay.
There are days that you see that the person is wearing it well, sometimes they're not fine.
Yeah.
Like,
you will get there.
you will get there.
Yeah.
But for someone who wasn't even showing your neck, you like that kind of, you just go off like for a year or a few months and then you come back and you're not wearing it at all.
People compare like, hey, where the ultimate dressy, I don't know who the share will be. Who the way. Meanwhile, she's supposed to dress like I'm dressing.
If you're going to give people the reason why you've stopped wearing the hijab, be honest. Don't make excuses for yourself. The hijab is not a problem. You have your own problems.
Exactly.
Like, deal with it.
Yeah.
Welcome to Modesty. Our topic for today is centered on Muslim women and the challenges they face in their workspaces. And I'll be doing this with Rashida.
Hi.
Welcome to Modesty.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about Rashida.
So my name is Rashida Abdullah Tete, and I'm a final year student in the University of Ghana. And yeah, I think that's it.
So I studying.
I'm reading Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, and I'm majoring in Public Admin.
How has it been so far?
Oh, it's cool. It's more about like reading subjects. So I've done a bit of accounting, economics, and research methods, quantitative methods. So it's more of stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay,
I just can't wait to finish.
I know, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So aside schooling, you're working.
Oh yes. Actually, I'm a distance student, which is I'm a weekend student. So I work at Ayalolo GAPTI, Greater Accra Passenger Transport Executive, locally known as Ayalolo. Yes.
Okay.
That's why I work on weekdays and I school on weekends.
Okay, that's fine. So, as a Muslim woman, how has it been so far?
Oh, at the workplace, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. So, it's quite okay because now there are less stereotypes, surrounding Muslim working women as compared to like olden days kind of. So at least now, I don't know for other institutions, but my workplace, you could ask for breaks to go and pray, and it's very accommodating. Like there's not too much stigma, especially when you're using the hijab, tying your hair all that. Though there are one or two questions like, hey, so you don't even expose your hair, so hey, even if you braid you have to cover it, those kind of things. But it's okay, it's accommodating, it's fine.
Yeah, same with me. I don't experience any stereotype at work or anything. I think the world is evolving and then people are trying to adjust.
Exactly, because it used to be very, very, I don't know,
strict.
Yes. And we used to hear that, there are some workplaces that Muslim women weren't allowed to cover their hair. Like if you are coming to the workspace, you have to be in your hair or something of that.
So they wear the hijab, then to the gate, then
senior high school you get.
Or even in senior high school, people do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Me like this, I attended a boarding school, we never senior high. Yeah, so we can't wear it on campus.
Yeah, we too. We never.
So it's maybe you make sure to take it off some meters away. Yeah, because there was an incident where my elder sister, she was like the headmistress then in her senior high school, I won't mention the name, messed them on the way, and she was punished for covering her hair, not even on campus, so in the uniform. Why should she be in a hijab whilst wearing the
uniform?
Yes, it was that serious. But it's like years
in my school we're not allowed at all, except like times that we're going to pray. Then when you get to the
yes,
places like where you're supposed to be, you wear
yes,
it.
yes. Even in
And
SHS during GIMSA gatherings, you are not even allowed to wear it on campus. You only
yeah,
wear it
just
where you are meeting.
yes. On
Yeah,
Eid, nothing like there.
it's serious.
Except maybe like days that you have programs or something. That one cries. Just
Yeah,
they don't
just
want
you
to see
people
you.
exactly roaming on campus in hijab. Yes, but I'm thinking that now,
It's
though
getting
maybe
better.
with our education system or educational system, we are yet to get there. I saw one post about our current president, His Excellency John Mahama. I think he has approved of Muslim students being allowed to wear hijab.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
yes.
The one I heard
think,
was about the Eid thing.
yeah, okay, but I think I saw something of that sort.
They should allow them come home.
Yes,
So in my
like
sister's school,
wear hijab on campus.
yeah, initially they didn't want them to come home. So I don't know if I think it's when they heard it. So they say the each day, and they were now
Yeah.
calling parents, and my parents are like,
On E, then they should just pray on campus.
yeah,
You get it. So I think with our educational system, maybe there will be some changes from now onwards. Yes, and maybe our younger sisters will be allowed.
enjoy
Yes, to cover their hair at least. But for workplaces, it's better.
Yeah.
Like the stigma is not there. You don't have to face bosses questioning your sense of dressing, like why are you always covered. I think it's better.
yeah. But you have
honestly.
people learning from you too. I mean, Fridays you have people who decide to cover their hair,
Yes.
and it will come and be like, oh
Really?
yeah, time has come for me.
So for me, for instance, you just brought my attention to that. I sell veils actually, hijabs, like normal veils like this. So on Fridays, I don't know, it has become some kind of norm. My colleagues buy from me and then cover
Yeah,
their hair.
yeah.
Like now they even
People
want
do.
tutorials on how to tie turbans, and it's very impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Because I keep telling them the veils is not just for Muslim women. As a lady, you can cover your
there are
hair.
places that
Exactly. You have to even
Yeah.
cover your
Cover
head
your
before you
head before you
enter.
enter.
Yes. So we shouldn't just make it for one. It's just for Muslim ladies. Even when I'm advertising, they'll be like, "So wait there, pepe for wow."
like they're not your target audience.
Exactly. I'm like, no, you can't. And so far, so good. Like more Christian ladies are embracing, wearing
Yeah, there are
hijab,
times you see-
tying the turban.
Yeah.
And it's nice. Like it fits there.
There are times you see someone and then you think they're Muslim and you ask and they're not.
Yes.
And they do it so well. Like some of them are so.
Like seriously. I
Some of
think
them
for that
try so
side
much.
we are making headway and it's positive. Yes. As for
Yeah.
the workplaces there, Charlie.
But has there been any instance where you've like had to experience maybe in school, like it doesn't have to be at the workplace and be outside work.
Okay. So in school, I think in uni it's better because no one is going to like check your dressing or something like that. But in the SHS, yes, being in a boarding school, yeah, it's quite challenging because you only have to cover your hair when you are meeting your other Muslim colleagues, mates or something. But on campus, there was one time we were from Jimsa and we forgot to take our hijabs off and we met one of our administrators. The scolding. Yeah, why we in the hijab? We don't have to be seen wearing it on campus. We have to take it off right when we it wasn't easy. Like we just
They
have to be
act like
obedient and yes ma.
But they act like it's something like
Hey,
scary.
you get like
But
I
just
don't
a
know.
fabric.
And I don't see the difference in wearing a wig cap and wearing a hijab. You get it? Like it's almost the same thing, but then the wig cap is allowed, but the hijab is not.
It's not. Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
someone with a wig cap will give you the excuse that maybe my hair is messy, so I want to cover it up, or I was in a hurry or something, and the person will wear a wig cap. But then when a Muslim lady ties the hijab, it's
There's
a problem. Like we are all having the same thing, but even in my instance, I'm following, my deen. I'm trying to practice what my
You're
prophet
doing
and
the
Allah.
purpose, like,
Exactly. At the same time, I'm trying to be as fashionable as possible, like modestly, that modest fashion thing. So I don't know why it becomes a problem. Like, okay, yes, I don't expose my hair, but at least it's decent.
Yeah.
And you have a
You're not
problem.
harming anyone.
And they're like, so do you even get air? Do you feel air to pass?
You're not
out?
feeling hot. Or sometimes they're like, hey, you've never seen your hand. Like,
But I'm not
What are you using your hand
complaining. I'm not
for?
complaining. Yes, there is heat. I'm not complaining. And funny enough, at least with this one, it's a fabric and then air passes through it. With a weekend, stop. Oh,
Yeah, I heard it's so hot. Because at
it's
times
very,
you find them
very
taking
hot.
it off in the office.
Most at times they can't endure.
Yeah, it's true.
But this is just fabric, and we are okay with it. But well, it's like I feel like maybe they're having a hard time accepting it. But it's not like that the other way around. You get it. We don't get to force people that why aren't you covering your hair? You could see someone in old braids, overgrown hair and thin, but that's the person. We don't judge. But then they are always like, hey, don't you feel hot? Like, I'm not complaining, okay? And I'm also not forcing you to do what I do. Like, just let me be. You get it? So Charlie, it's very, very challenging, getting people to accept who you are, to embrace that. Okay, so this is Rashida and this is her dress sense, this is her fashion sense. She's not going to expose her hair, she's always decent. It's a challenge, but we will get there.
But people also need to understand that, I mean, the Muslim ladies, we also need to understand that being a Muslim woman comes with a set of unique challenges. But these challenges also shape who we are. They define us.
Exactly.
And we need to accept that this is who we are. And that's who I want to be.
Exactly.
I cannot be who you want to be. Be who you want to be. And
so the least I can do as a Muslim, following unless command, is to at least try to cover my hair. That's the least.
And one thing some of the Muslim women too don't understand is that hijab is not an option. It's just that some of us are we are trying. It's okay to try. But no one is judging you like for not doing it well or something.
With Allah.
But don't tell people that it's an option, and days that you feel like wearing it are days that you should wear it.
That's one very important thing we have to talk about, because there are instances where you have people saying that, I know one Muslim lady, she doesn't cover her hair. Why have you forced yourself? Like, why is it by force?
You can't even fight for yourself. Like in cases like senior high school, maybe they've said, okay, now we are going to allow the Muslims to cover their hair. You find a set of Muslim ladies who are not covering their hair. Now, what are you actually fighting for?
Because we were all like, we need the Muslims to be allowed to cover their hair.
And now you are not doing it. So like, what's
Yes, and even at the workplaces, you see, you be in a workplace, an institution where there are some Muslim ladies who don't cover their hair. They are always in new braids, showing off.
And you have people asking you, this girl, I saw her coming to the mosque. Is she a Muslim?
Yes.
I'm like,
someone asks you, like, as a Muslim you have to cover your hair, and the person will be like, but I always see that lady, she's also a Muslim.
To be honest, there are people that I never knew were Muslims because they never actually came to pray, and with the way they dress, so I genuinely I didn't know. I got to know through Christians because they asked those people. They found out their names and they're like, your name sounds like a Muslim name. Are you a Muslim? The person, and they're like, so this is she a Muslim? I'm like, she came to pray, so obviously.
You see, so please, our Muslim ladies, let's try. Like, that's the least we can do to keep our identity. Because
no one is asking to wear niqab.
We can't keep explaining to people why some of our own Muslim ladies
are not
used to cover their hair. It's becoming a problem. Yes. Let's try. It's not easy, We are not perfect, but at least we are trying to Yes. There's not an option, like you said. That's what people confuse themselves with. Like, maybe you get to choose when maybe I don't feel like covering my hair today, or today since I'm going for Juma prayers, let me be in hijab.
And people don't, they're like, hey, Ramadan we're hypocrites and all of that, and people have the perception that when we wear the abaya we always have like something, like,
sinister going
on, like bro,
it's serious. In some workplaces it's very, very like demanding. It's very demanding that when you ask for permission, maybe it's 12:1, I'm going to pray, and then you are being granted, and then it's 3 and you have to ask for another permission again. In some workplaces it becomes a problem. Let's say maybe you're a front desk worker in some big institution or something, you always have to see to it that people are comfortable and
To be available.
Exactly, you have to be available. And maybe it's someone will come in, you have to go and pray. It's kind of looks like maybe you are asking for too many permissions, or you are taking things for
Yeah, true.
granted.
There are times that you come back and they don't understand that you pray 5 times a day, and
And
maybe
when's the first
they are
time?
busy, so they can't really tell that. Oh, I mean, you went to pray about 2 or 3 hours ago. They're like, didn't you just go and pray?
You
And
get
sometimes
it.
too, it's our fault. We'll go and pray. We'll be there talking.
That's one very
We'll be there talking.
you know,
And there are days that
very,
you
very
actually, yeah, there are days that you actually go, you pray, and then you come back. They're
come
like, hey, you finish fast, though. Like, it makes the thing look like you're not. Meanwhile,
consistent with your
honestly, I don't
time.
think it takes more than 10 minutes. It doesn't.
It doesn't. It
It
doesn't. That's
doesn't.
the thing. But the fact that you ask for permission to go and pray and come back. So it goes to a time. Me, for instance, I had to create a prayer station for myself at the workplace, so I wouldn't have to go to the mosque, because maybe having to perform ablution, walking from the workplace to the mosque and from the mosque back, I think it also increases the time, because I have just an hour for break. You get it? And then an hour for break, let's say is 1. And then I spend like 30 minutes just walking to and fro the mosque to the workplace. Now I have to go and eat. My time is quite,
Then
not
you need to go back
sufficient.
at 3 o'clock.
So, it becomes a problem. I'm like, okay, fine. Let me just compromise going to the mosque. At least I'm a lady. It's not compulsory, to pray with it. Though it's, recommended.
Are you the only Muslim?
Yes, funny.
Oh,
There's one guy too. But he's in a different department. He is like more of a manager, so it's easier for him, to have those petty breaks. But for me, it's quite a problem. So now I have to create a prayer station at my workplace. When it's just time, I just get missing for 10 minutes and I'm back. You don't even realize I left. You get it? So yeah, those are some of the obstacles we face at the workplace, especially if it's not a company with maybe plenty Muslim workers or something. At least when majority are Muslims, certain things are normal. They become a norm. Even at one, people are expecting you to go and pray.
Like my office, I want to go and pray today. Even on days you're not praying. They're like, oh, I want to go and pray today. I'm like, and now you have to explain why you're not going to
Especially
pray.
when my other colleague who is a Muslim goes to pray, and then I don't have prayers and I'm there, they're like, Rafi just went to pray. Why are you not going to
we all
pray?
need
I don't have
please.
You get it? Yeah, but I think as time goes on, these petty things will change.
Yeah.
Yes. And then there was one instance too. I'm not going to mention who it is. I'm not going to say who it was with, but there was a time where I was okay, let me just say it from the beginning. So I was just trying to polish my sewing skills with one lady like that, and I brought my prayer mat and everything. Someone was like, can I use the washroom? She said, okay, why not? I went to the washroom, went to perform my ablution and everything. And then I went to the reception, put my prayer mat on the floor. And she's like, what are you coming to do? I said, oh, I'm coming to pray. Pray. No, are you aware this is my workplace? I said, yes, but because I couldn't pray at like my workplace, so I had to come. She said, no, I always pray here early in the morning with my husband, so you also can't come and pray here.
Wow.
I was dumbstruck. I'm like, yes, please. This is the first time I'm hearing this, and she's a Christian, so I don't know. It's her workplace. I can't go back and forth with her. At least with that, she has a point. It's her workplace. She can agree for me to pray or not, but for her to be like, I always pray here in the morning with my husband, so you can't also come and pray. I'm like, I'm not praying for the workplace. I'm praying because as a Muslim, I have to worship my God, not you.
Yeah.
I'm not praying to put your workplace in the hands of Allah. No, I'm praying because I need my prayers. I need to pray to Allah, but it's a workplace, so I just have to let it go. And funny enough, it was in Ramadan. I'm like, whoosh, I now have to go home and then pray Zuhur, pray Asr, like Charlie that day, but all the same, maybe I don't know, but I feel like we have to do more in letting our non-Muslim friends or colleagues or whatever know more about the religion.
Yeah,
we have to preach more about the religion to them, because I don't see why me praying at your workplace is a problem for you,
problem.
honestly, because in our workplaces sometimes every morning they do this devotion. And we as Muslims we join, because you can't say I'm a Muslim so I'm not going to. No, it's a
Like senior
workplace
school, SU and things like it's
worship
compulsory
in
for you.
JHS and stuff like that. You know, it's a routine, something that is done. You can't just come and exclude yourself.
Exclude
So, and at the end of the day, it's still prayers. Like we all say we worship the same God. So why is my form of prayer a kind
A
of
problem.
threat to you? You get it? When you are having your prayers, I can join and I'm not disturbed. I give you the space, the audience to do whatever you want to do. At some points, you are even, they preach to you and you get the patience to listen.
Yeah.
So why is me performing my, obligatory supplications be a problem to you because it's your workplace? You get it? So these are some of the obstacles like we face as Muslim. Like it's becoming very alarming, honestly.
Yep.
But I think one way or the other, we also have a role to play. We have to educate our non-Muslim friends, both male and female. Okay, this is what the religion is about. It's not harmful. Me praying is not. It's not like some form of juju that I'm doing. No, it's essential. Like prayer is the key, and education is not what the key. Prayer is the key. So I need to pray as a Muslim, but I'm not some kind of threat because I'm a Muslim leader. I'm not some kind of threat to you or anything. We have a role to play in that side, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, we have to let them know that this is what the religion is about. It's nothing like violence or anything. Like you have to, accommodate us just like we accommodate you.
Yeah.
You get it? So yeah, I think
So I feel that hijab brings like a sense of respect.
yes, it does.
Because
It does.
even in our workplaces, you find out that some men, I don't know, but
You get it? I really,
men
yes, I
like
relate
just
to it.
do not just respect. They just feel like any woman is
Yeah,
just any
and
woman.
some people actually think that the hijab is just for married women.
Yeah,
Yes,
if that's what you
yes,
think, then if that's what's going to prevent you from
Kind of harassing you or something.
that's
Yeah,
like that's totally
yeah. And I've got quite a number of people asking me, "Are you married?" I'm like, "Why do you think I'm married?
married.
Yeah, in hijab." I'm like, "No."
Doesn't mean-
As a Muslim lady, this is like a norm. Whether you're a child, growing up, old woman, like it's something you have to follow. It's a belief. It's mandatory. You
Yeah.
cover your hair.
Good. I've remembered what I wanted to say.
Great.
Instagram hijabis. Why do you start at hijabis and then along the line you come to give like certain excuses and then all of a sudden you stop? I understand that is a process, but don't make the people feel like the hijab was or is a problem. Let them understand that maybe you are going through whatever you're going through. It has got nothing to do with the hijab.
Yeah,
You don't start with the hijab, you gain the fame, and along the line you come and give stories like you were struggling with the hijab and you were
Serious?
being forced to wear.
Wow.
Sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, sometimes when we see a struggling like hijabi, you're able to tell.
Okay.
There are days that you see that the person is wearing it well, sometimes they're not fine.
Yeah.
Like,
You will get there.
You get there.
Yeah.
but for someone who wasn't even showing your neck, you like that kind of, you just go off like for a year or a few months and then you come back and you're not wearing it at all.
Oh, it's questionable.
And people want to ask, and fine, definitely you have like non-Muslims and non-hijabi say, oh, you look good, you look this, you look that.
Yes.
But I mean, I don't think it should get like to your mind. If you're going to give people the reason why you have stopped wearing the hijab, be honest. Don't make excuses like for yourself. The hijab is not a problem. You have your own problems. Like,
Exactly.
deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand?
I get it.
So,
I've not really seen any Instagram hijab. I don't follow any Instagram hijabi.
Initially, before like this whole TikTok thing, it was
Okay,
like
it was
all about. I mean,
yes, I
Instagram.
agree.
So I mean, we knew ourselves.
Yes,
Like, do you
yes,
get?
yeah,
we knew ourselves.
Yeah, true.
All of a sudden, like the people we started with, they are no more like hijabis. Like,
And they are
nowhere.
excuses.
and you have people that were genuinely
Genuinely.
following you because
Okay.
of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you stop wearing it. You're trying to what has your
This
reason
got
got
to
to
do
do with
it.
the
You
hijab?
get it. Yeah.
And sometimes people say, oh, maybe the person was not like trained when they were
Train.
like, I mean, when
Brought up with
they were
it.
not brought up like wearing the hijab. But you have people that were not brought up wearing the hijab. And
Of course. So what about the converts? Why
now
you
they
not
are
see after
niqabis
that?
and all of that.
Yes,
And you
yes.
have people that were also brought up wearing the hijab, and now they're not doing it at
Yeah,
all. So I don't think
yeah.
this has got to do with the hijab.
yeah.
It's about
Yeah, I
you,
agree.
you, the person.
Yes.
So when you explain to people the reason why you have stopped wearing it,
Don't
straight
make it
to the point. Don't make it look like the hijab is a problem.
was a
or
problem. Yeah.
You're wearing it for someone. You don't do that. You don't
do
wear
that,
the hijab
yeah.
for people.
Yes.
Like,
yes, I
I mean, we're
agree.
all struggling
Yes.
to get there. There are
Yes.
times that we don't dress like we are supposed to dress,
Mm.
but it doesn't
That's
mean
why
that
for me, I don't judge at all,
Exactly.
because there are times
Yeah.
where you falter, but you pick yourself up and then you're
Yeah,
like,
'cause these
I have to
same-
do
yes,
better.
these same
Sometimes
people-
you even meet, your fellow Muslim ladies, and the way they are dressed makes you even judge yourself.
honestly,
You see them, you're like,
These
mashallah,
things,
mashallah. See my Muslim
Rashida.
sisters, they are very, very decently.
these people were not showing
Yes.
their neck, like
Not at
no
all. They are
neck,
in
and you feel
shorts
like
with,
you feel like
neat,
like me. Where did I
sleeveless,
pass?
with their long dresses, and you're like, ooh, wow, I have to find somewhere. Yeah,
you need to do better.
And you're like, this one there, I have to put in a lot of work. Like, there's more room for improvement.
Improvement, actually.
Yeah, so sometimes it happens, but at the end of the day, you are learning. You pick yourself up. Okay, I have to wear more of these. I have to stop wearing more of the tight, skinny
Yeah.
trousers. Yeah, sometimes I feel like our environment makes us comfortable to go a bit wayward, because if you are around Muslim ladies who are always wearing abaya, loose clothes, hijab, covering their necks and everything, you feel left out. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
deep down, this is how you are supposed to
Dress, and you would want to feel like
Exactly. You
belong
feel
to-
yeah,
yeah.
you belong, like you belong to their group of people. But then you are in a situation where you go to the workplace and people are in short skirts with agbase, and their ties are showing, and you that are even dressing normal in a long a shirt and then a trousers. It's like you're dressing too much.
Exactly.
Yeah, you find yourself in this environment, and you even wearing the bare minimum you can wear, like a long sleeve
Feels
shirt
like you're doing too
and
much.
maybe a trouser. This official wearing. They're like, ukata hundodo. One time a colleague was like, I've not seen you in skirts before, and I said, the kind of skirts I wear, you people call me Holy Come and
Same
Jesus.
thing I was
The kind
saying.
of skirts I'll wear the fitted,
Yes.
short thing you
Yes.
guys wear. I'm going to wear it like over my knee length, and it's going to look very long. So instead of wearing that and getting these questionable looks, at least I'll go with my palazzo pants and my normal shirt, and at least that will make me feel a bit okay. I don't have to go around with questionable looks. Hey, wait there, just a there, wait
Yeah,
there,
like, what's that?
now
The
wait.
comments, they're like, what? Someone makes some comments. I'll say hijab for Allah, bikini for Abdallah. Like, bro.
Seriously. You get it. So I feel like sometimes too, the environment we find ourselves in makes you even forget how you are supposed to dress as a Muslim lady. We have a long way to go,
We do.
because even if the Muslim ladies are not representing what they stand for at the workplace, how do you feel among
yeah.
Yes, it's especially it becomes a problem when maybe you are two Muslim ladies and you are struggling to be an hijabi, trying to be consistent, and then there's one lady too who is here, and not like she's less or inferior when it comes to faith. You don't know her heart. You don't know where she stands in the front, like in front of Allah, so you can't judge. But she's someone who doesn't really pay attention to her dressing and fashion sense and everything. It becomes like
Makes it difficult, like you're doing
people
too
are
much.
comparing the both of
Yeah.
them. People compare like, hey, wait there, ultimate dressing, and then I would there won't share where you be. Would there be a way? Meanwhile, she's supposed to dress like I'm dressing. There was an instance in SHS where you see this black thing we have here on our forehead. Like randomly, one colleague of ours, we were only 3 Muslims in the class, okay, and mostly it's the fair ladies who have the black really, visible. Yes. So the other lady was fair, and then we were sitting together. Then one of our mates were like, She was telling
that thing.
And then I turned and I was like, what makes you think so?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, see, your forehead is black, her forehead is not black. I was like, hey. No, you don't judge people based on that. She prays, but it could be due to a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Maybe her cosmetics, maybe, sometimes it's just from you praying directly on the floor. That's what makes most of the times, though it's consistency, sometimes it's you being, praying on the bare ground. That's what makes it black. I don't know for other people, but that's what I think.
That is it.
But if you see someone without any sign of prayer, alarm or salah on their forehead, please don't go judging the person. Sometimes praying on these carpets and things don't make you get that
they
thing.
don't.
It doesn't mean the person is not consistent. Maybe the other person you think doesn't have that black thing even wakes up for tahajjud more than I do. Okay, so I think those kind of comparisons too brings a problem. So I think I understood where the person is coming from, but the other lady was a bit pissed. Like, why are you saying that? You get it? It becomes a problem if you are two at a place and then people are trying to compare your, faith. Like, you, because you dress more decent, you are more
religious.
More religious than that. No, it's not supposed to be that way, honestly. So yeah. I think that's one thing too.
Yeah, so I think that at the end of the day, you just stay true to yourself.
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes too, when we connect with more Muslim, especially in the corporate world, we as Muslim women especially have this kind of, I don't know if it's a perception, if it's a stereotype, if it's a stigma or whatever it is, there's this kind of perception that, as a woman, you just have to be at home, just find something doing, and then like just be at home, be a housewife, those kind of things. But we are in an era where now more Muslim ladies are striving for themselves, especially in the corporate world. Not even Muslim women per se, like there are now more women in the corporate world, more Muslim women who are also trying to stay true to themselves. Like, you don't have to strip off your hijab to be a corporate lady. You can be a corporate lady and still, maintain your hijab, your, fashion decency and all that. So I think we have to connect with more women, in the corporate world so that we'll, kind of get some kind of inspiration. You see, maybe you're in a workplace, you don't have anyone to look up to. Me, for instance, I'm the only Muslim lady in my workplace. So if I find myself almost always getting this kind of criticisms like, if I at least had one woman, maybe the HR who is a Muslim, always decently dressed, I'm not sure I'll be getting those kind of questions at me, or things that will like make me want to fit into their description. You get it? And so I feel like sometimes you have to connect with more Muslim women who are in the corporate world, maintaining the fashion, with our Islamic, beliefs and all that. That will go a long way. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I think first of all, we should stay true to ourselves. If we are going to keep looking at what people say, I don't think we are ever going to progress. Yeah. And no matter what, just be yourself, be who you are. Know that you are doing something because you have to do it, not because people want you to do it.
Exactly.
And I think that will go a long way.
Yeah.
Someone Apari Mabrook is my name, and I am your host.